Hey everybody, it's Dave here, Holiday for Two. Hope you're having a good day. Took a trip last weekend to Saddle Mountain, Arizona, and I took my new ATV out, gave it a little test ride around some of the trails at Saddle Mountain. We also did some hiking and some camping, had some friends come out, and it was a lot of fun. But what I'm going to share today is some of the highlights from using my ATV that I got about 2 weeks ago, my Outlander Pro, and I'll talk a little bit about it and just kind of give a real quick, honest review of how it did. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and you find it useful, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell on the side so you'll be notified when I put out more videos about things in the future. So let's talk about the Outlander Pro today. Let's go. For those of you who like to have technical details, it is a Can-Am Outlander Pro HD7. Now those of you that really know a lot about these things, that might mean something to you, but it's a 2023 model. And honestly, when I was looking at these, they have so many different models and features, but this one I just liked because first I like the idea it has the Rotax. It has a one-cylinder engine in there, believe it or not, 50 horsepower, because it's the HD7 model. They make an HD5 that has 40 horsepower. But, you know, the 40 horsepower might be just fine for most people. This is the 50 horsepower, and I tell you what, this thing really gets up and goes if I punch on it. But this one's a lot of fun too. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun on this. I went ahead and got some mirrors for it because it didn't come with the mirrors. I really like having the mirrors so I can see behind me. I've been adding some things to it. Added a little storage box here on the back. This is a 12-gallon storage unit that actually has the Q-links, the link, or what they call the link accessories. But I actually went ahead and bolted it in because I wanted to make sure that thing didn't come out. And it's solid now. It's got little laxers in here. It's supposed to be waterproof, but I haven't taken it in any flooded streams yet. I don't plan to do any water stream travel, just trails. We go camping, I'll take this, and if we need to go to the store, I can run it around, go to the store. I'll take it around, let you see how it does on the trails. Let's go. Well, Saddle Mountain, we've been out here before. This is Saddle Mountain BLM camping, and this is about 60 miles west of Phoenix on I-10. Come to Tonopah and you'll find this out here. It's a really great place to both camp, hike, lots of hiking trails. Also, if you like to look for rocks like my wife does, there's fire agates all over the place and other kinds of crystals and stuff. Just a fun place. And of course, trails. Kind of funny here because my drone stopped following me, so I had to stop and get it to catch up. But boy, I tell you, on this straightaway here, I just love to open it up. There was a couple times I had it up to probably 35, 40, and that's really the limit of where I'd like to go on speed. But I tell you, it felt like it could go a lot faster than that if I really wanted to. But 35, 40 is fine for me, especially on these kind of trails. And this particular area right here, this is the Y, I call it. I had fun on this. I think I did this particular section right here like a dozen times. Just because of the little dips right here, I like to get used to doing these little washes. This right here I turned up, and this is a trail that I hadn't taken before. This goes up to a different stopping point. When you get up here, you can stop, and there's another hiking trail. If you go up the other way, the one that I didn't turn there to the left, then it takes you up to the petroglyphs. And up in these mountains, there's lots of petroglyphs, writings and stuff on the ancient writings on the rocks and things that people who lived here a long time ago made. It's hard to believe that anybody could live here, but when we get up in the mountains, actually found some caves and places that were probably shaded, like even in the summertime, where people could have possibly lived up there in the mountains and had places that were cool, especially in the heat of the summer. Hey everybody. Well, I'm just taking my Green Goblin. I've got a name for it now. It's the Green Goblin. Just took the Green Goblin up the hill, doing a little riding around, trying to get used to it. I gotta say, from having a side-by-side versus having one of these, side-by-sides are so much more comfortable. Although this one's not uncomfortable, it's very comfortable, but it's more fun. This one, you're actually got to be in the, when you're riding a quad, you really got to be in the now, I guess. You got to be watching and paying attention, and it's just so much fun. It's like riding a horse. A couple of things. I have to get used to the throttle. My thumb's a little like tired, because you're running the throttle with your thumb here on this side, versus, you know, like on a side-by-side, you just like a gas pedal on a car. So get used to that. Steering, I don't have any problem with the steering. Just kind of put your weight into it. It turns right when you need it to turn. It's not like it's really heavy. This particular model that I have, I don't think this has the power steering, but I don't know, I don't seem to mind the way it is right now. It turns just fine. It's the throttle on the thumb that's gonna take some getting used to. Well, it amazes me when I come out here how people bring vehicles out here, motorhomes, and pull them on these roads. That was a nice little motorhome I just passed a second ago. You'll probably see it on the video. If you take this road up, kind of where you see that little easy up, the white easy up over there, there's a little parking area where you can park and hike up to the side of the hill there. And again, I like to take this little dip right here. This is so much fun. I'm trying to get used to doing these little dips in through the wash and stuff. It gets me used to the riding the machine. It's a little different than riding an ATV, the side-by-side that we used to have. Like I said, you got to really be in the now when you're riding one of these quads. You can't just kind of lay back and ignore everything, especially when you get to one of these little dips right here. Just be careful. No need to put it in low. It just went right up through the dips and stuff. There's a little place up ahead where I wanted to test it out on some big rocks, and the ride was really comfortable and smooth. I was really impressed with the suspension system on this. I wasn't sure how it would ride. It actually rides, we had a 900 trail, and this actually, got to tell you, rides smoother than the 900 trail that we had. And I didn't even air down the tires. Now, the couple things that I was concerned about was when I heard that it didn't have power steering. I was a little concerned about that, but after I did this ride, the steering, lack of power steering was really a non-issue for me. It didn't become a problem because I didn't do any long rides. I think maybe if I did long 30, 40 mile rides, it might become an issue, but on these trails, steering was never an issue. I never had any problems turning it at any time. The thing that I didn't realize, though, was the throttle control. I talked about that just a second ago. Getting my thumb used to holding down the throttle and trying to maintain a constant speed. Honestly, when I did a longer ride that last day, I did about an hour ride, my thumb started to get a little bit cramped. So that's something I'm going to just have to work through. The throttle control, because you're using your right hand, you're using the thumb of your right hand to control the throttle. And that throttle on that thing is touchy. So if you just happen to go through a dip or something and bump it a little bit, it'll like gun all of a sudden and jump ahead on you. So keeping that speed maintained and constant is a challenge. But I think if you do it enough time, we're taking up rides, you'll get used to it. So, but that was the one thing that surprised me. I wasn't expecting quite that. I didn't show it on this video, but there was a third thing I thought about, and it's the lighting. We did a one-night ride the last day. Actually, we went out, and it was still, the sun was still up, but we stayed out after the sunset and drove back in the dark. And I would say if I'm going to keep this and do more night rides in the future, I'm probably going to want to upgrade and get a light bar in the front. Something that points down the trail from right in front of the machine to about 100 feet out. Now the headlights were very bright, and they did work okay. They were adequate, and they are very bright, but they're aimed out straight and not down. And so if you're riding on and you want to see the ground in front of you, you might want to get a light bar or some side lights to light up the side as well. Just a little thought there for you. But overall, I had a good time, and I'm looking forward to doing some more trails. There's lots of trails, at least where we live here in Arizona. Old mines, there's lots of backcountry that you can explore if you have a side-by-side, a dirt bike, an ATV of any kind. It's just a lot of places to get out and have fun. And looking forward to that. And I know we go to the mountains up in the summertime. We go to the up near Flagstaff, and there's lots of forest roads out there that are fun to explore too. And hopefully I get my wife on there and not do any tricky rides, but do some easy rides, and she'll have fun too. Well, I actually got to put a few hours on my Can-Am Outlander Pro here. I'll show you. So I got a total of 36.9 miles on it. I used almost a half a tank of gas. And only 4.2 hours on it. Now, one of the things that I was told about the Can-Am Outlanders, the new ones, is that they are low maintenance. And I like that idea. Supposedly, these are able to go 100 hours in between maintenance intervals. So anytime you got low maintenance on one of these, that's a plus right there. Yep. I still got dust on it from Saddle Mountain. Yeah, I like to take my leaf blower and blow all the dust off so I can pack it back up and at least have it kind of clean. Seal that up really good. So hey, if you guys liked this video and you found it informative and helpful for you and thinking about maybe getting one of these or exploring trails around Arizona or whatever it might be, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and ring that little bell on the side. And safe travels, whatever you're doing. Get out and explore. It's a beautiful world out there. Catch you later, guys. Bye.